Yo, once again, it's on. Back at you one more again, Real Kens TV and the House Like Kitchen Sinks. Now, before I get into this morning's story, if you will, y'all jump in the comment section. Let me know where you're chiming in from. I'm in Lexington, Kentucky. Let me know your city, your state, your hood, your set, whatever it may be that you represent, and let us know if you're the man or the woman that you say you be. You know, oftentimes, I watch other content creators, and this is no hate on anybody else, but sometimes people just outright don't tell the truth. Like when people give you a false narrative of they can control, or an inmate can control who's placed in his cell. It just doesn't work that way. Now, if you're a shot caller, or if you're of higher stature, if you will, then perhaps so. But if you're just an average, everyday inmate such as myself, man, whoever's in your cell is going to be in your cell. Now, at that point, you all may be able to do some sort of swap out to where you find somebody that will accept that person that's leaving your cell, and then the individual that's leaving that cell will come to your cell, if that makes any sense to you. Something like that. But otherwise, man, you're not calling no shots. You're not telling them people who's coming in your cell. You may tell them, but guess what? You got one or two options. You're going to deal with it. Well, actually, one or three options. You're going to deal with it. You're going to wait to see if, you can trade out or what have you, swap out with that person, or you can go to the hoe. One of the three. I've made mentions of this before in a prior video. I get sent to Green River. I want to say the year was right around 2013, somewhere right around in there, 12, 13-ish. They sent me to Green River Prison, man. I go to Green River Prison from the Rotary Farm. The Rotary Farm is where you go to get processed. You get classified. They do your medical exams, your physical exams. Make sure you don't have any, medical problems or diseases. Or if you have any of those things, it's brought, to your attention. They determine how much time they look at and see how much time you have. What's your criminal history? What's your disciplinary history? Like, as far as if you ever been locked up before. They come up with a score. When they come up with that score, they assign you a level. You minimum, medium, maximum, whatever the case may be. You sit at the Rotary Farm till it's bed space available, which is typically 2 to 3 months, sometimes shorter, sometimes longer. And then they send you to whatever prison that they're going to send you to. Come on, Kens, man. They don't keep you at the Rotary that long. I was only there for 36 days. Well, sometimes, like I said, sometimes shorter. Sometimes I've seen people at the Rotary Farm waiting to get a bed for 5 or 6 months. Just depends on the space. Because you all do know that locking people up is a business, right? Right. So I get sent to Green River. When you get to Green River, you don't immediately go into a cell or a dorm. Y'all rock with me, man. I'm drinking this good coffee. Penitentiary, they call it triples, man. Coffee, sugar, and cream. That's a triple. So good. So good. You see dudes drinking triples when it's 85, 90 degrees outside, walking the track, walking the loop with a mug of hot coffee. Yeah, all that. Respectfully. Come on, Kens, get to the story. I'm already in the story. See, if you're in a rush, this is not the channel for you. If you like your 8 to 12 to 15-minute videos, absolutely nothing wrong with that whatsoever. But at Real Kens TV, it's 30 minutes or better. So with all that being said, with all that being wrapped up into one big old nutshell, that is, pause, double pause. There is a message. I'm in the cell. Well, they assigned me a cell, rather. They put me in a cell with TT. TT was a trans. No disrespect, but TT was a transgender, rather. TT was about 6'2", maybe 6'3", caramel complected, short hair. Actually, a cool cat. You know what I mean? I had been at the Rotary Farm with TT, and I ain't have no issues with TT. TT didn't bother nobody. Just his sexual preference was what it was. Couldn't tell TT that he wasn't a woman. They put me in a cell with TT. Now, when you're in this temporary cell, usually you're in there for 2 or 3 nights. People's looking, laughing. But some of the people was looking at with envy wishing that they could be in that cell with TT. As I mentioned, I had already been at the Rotary Farm with TT, but I'm worried about my image. I'm worried about people, what are the people gonna think? I'm in this cell with, ain't nothing I can do. Like I said, you're only in there 2 or 3 days, and then once they assign you a permanent dorm to go to, then, you're off to your permanent dorm. First night I'm in there, I don't got nothing. I don't got no food or nothing. Stomach is rumbling. TT's cooking. I think TT got some chili or something, because TT kept a big bag. Whoever was taking care of TT was doing all right in there. Went to commissary every week. You want some of this, whatever he was cooking? I'm like, nah, man, I'm cool. You ain't got a trip, you can have some. I got plenty. You want some? Nah, I'm good, man. I'm on the top bunk. TT's on the bottom bunk or whatever. Wasn't really too much conversation. Thing about Green River, they locked down early, man. A lot of prisons, they have what's called late night. Meaning that on the weekends or holidays, you get to stay out till you might be on the rec yard or just be in the day room at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. Not at Green River. At the time that I was there. I don't know how it is now, but 8:45, lockdown. Whole prison shuts down, locks down. They do a count, 9:15. Actually about 9:45 rather. They clear the count. Depending on what CO's on, they might let you back out until about 10:15. Make your last minute phone calls, or use the microwave, or whatever you need to do for them 30 minutes. Then you got some COs that's ornery. They won't let you back out. So 8:45, you just locked in, your cell. You didn't get your shower in before then, guess what? You're gonna be the cell stinking, and that's not gonna bode too well with your cellie. Better put you a curtain up, a sheet up, and take you a bird bath. But whatever the case may be, 8:45, lockdown. I'm in the cell. Don't have no TV or anything because you're coming from the Rotary Farm. So even if you got money, it takes time for you to get your TV and your MP3 player and CD player, whatever, radio. So really, the only thing you have is books. Talk to your cellie. Second night, man, ribs is touching. You heard me? I'm talking about, man, I'm starving, man. Stomach is rumbling. TT got the big bag of Doritos. Got the Kool-Aid. Got the chili. Got the chili with the peppers. With the crackers. With the hot sauce. Got the summer sausages that was chopped up and put in the chili. Got the cut up potatoes. TT put down in the chili. It was smelling good. The aroma was so, oh my God. You want some of this chili? Nah, I'm good, man. I'm straight. You sure? I guess TT knew that I ain't really have no food. I probably had some noodles or something like that, but I ain't have anything. That was a 5-star meal in penitentiary, you feel me? I might have some noodles, little ramen noodles or something like that. I'm smelling them Doritos. Now when you just crack open a fresh bag of Doritos and you're in a little bitty cell, so you can, it's like the smell is bouncing off the wall. TT asked me about twice that I want some. Cool, man. After about 5 minutes, man, let me get some of that motherfucking chili, man. And we sit in there, man, and had a feast, man. You hear? I mean, it was just a innocent, just a meal. I think the next day they transferred us or whatever. They sent us to our separate dorms. Well, TT had been ordered to go to the SAP program, substance abuse program. In the state of Kentucky, like in the Department of Corrections, if you go to the SAP program, that's your quickest ticket home. Even if you don't have a substance abuse program or problem, rather, you got people that's doing whatever they can do to get into the SAP program. Kind of like it's a 6-month program, 7 days a week, holding each other accountable. You see somebody in the shower and they're supposed to be out by 11 o'clock and it's 11:01, you're supposed to write them a ticket, hold them accountable. It's designed to get rid of the criminal thinking, criminal behavioral, thinking or whatever. I ain't never write nobody a ticket. A lot of people never wrote tickets. You can write yourself a ticket. You can hold yourself accountable. Okay, I forgot my ID today. Then you have to, your punishment may be to stand up in front of the class, maybe humiliate yourself, take a toilet lid, that goes over the toilet bowl and hold it around your neck. You may have to sing to you may have to take the teapot and sing to it. Just they humiliate you, but it's about showing, I guess, humility, if it makes any sense to you. When you're brought up on these charges, individual brings me up on the charges. Mr. Kins, I'm bringing you up today because you stayed in the shower 1 minute past the time that you were supposed to be in the shower. One would think, or one's natural reaction would probably be like, come on, man, for real? A minute, you gonna write me up? But no, that'll get you kicked out of the program, or that'll get you set back. This is what your reaction is supposed to be. Extend your hand. Thank you for bringing that to my attention. I'll work on it. It's about working on yourself, self-improvement. And so this program, like I said, it lasts 180 days. Once you complete the program, either you go right home in most cases, or you waiting to see the parole board, and you might have a month or two until you see the parole board. The parole board sees that you've gone through the SAP program. They're very impressed with you, and they're going to send you home in a lot of cases. I got set back when I was in the program. Everybody don't make it right home. And so TT ended up going into the SAP program. They keep the people that's in the SAP program separate from the people that's on the yard. Yeah, you might be on the yard, but you wear these blue vests. And if you're seen talking to general population or whatever, it could get you thrown out of the program. A lot of things could simply get you thrown out of the program. You stay to yourself. You kick it with the people that's in SAP. No interaction with the people that's on the yard. It's not like me and TT was tight anyway, but I would see TT from time to time. And I ended up getting transferred. Outside of the fence. I didn't stay there long, maybe 4 months, 5 months, something like that. Then they transferred, my custody level went down, and they moved me outside of the fence. Now just imagine, I went from being in a cell with TT, even though it was only 2 nights, to being in a cell with an individual that got life plus 20. Wow. They sent me outside of the fence where they got a camp. I sit outside of the fence. I'm about 3.5, 4 hours away from home, so I'm trying to do anything that I can do, with integrity. Get sitting back to closer to home. I'm trying to get to Blackburn in Lexington, Kentucky. It's a minimum security camp. My level had dropped from medium to minimum, so it was just a matter of getting there. Several months later, I ended up getting to Blackburn. And once I got to Blackburn, I see that TT's on the yard. Never really knew what TT's name stood for or how he got the name TT. I didn't know anything literally about TT other than he did hair. Like he could do braids and he could do locks. TT's on the yard. I see him. What's up? What's going on? We speak or whatever. No big deal. One thing about prison, and I always refer to it as a cardinal sin. One of the cardinal sins in prison, you don't steal. You definitely don't steal. That'll get your wig split. That will probably get your life taken, depending on who you stealing from. See no evil, hear no evil. Don't mess with nobody's boyfriend. Don't borrow. Try to not really loan. If you loan something to somebody, don't expect to get it back. And even if you loan something to somebody, it's good not to, because that person's going to feel as though they can continuously come back to you. I paid you back last time, so you don't even start that. Stay off the basketball court. Stay off the poker table. Definitely stay off that poker table. Just certain things that you just don't do in prison, man. Prison is one of those places to where you think that you go in and it's like, okay, if I mind my business, I ain't gonna have no problems. And in a lot of cases, that's true, but it's not always true, because it's always gonna be somebody that tries you. Now, to what capacity? I guess that depends on the individual and how you handle it. But it's always gonna be somebody that's gonna check your temperature. Y'all rock with me. This particular prison, they got open dorms. sales. They don't really have sales. They have sales, but the sales are for the individuals that are in the honor dorm, that have worked their way. They've had good behavior for, I don't know, at least 12 months. Then they'll move you to maybe an 8-man cell. Then you'll go to a 6-man cell. And then maybe a 3-man or a 2-man cell. And then eventually you'll be in your own cell. I never wanted to, once I was in I think I was in an 8-10-man cell, something like that. I was cool with all the people that was around me and where they had me positioned at. Pause, double pause. Like I was like in my bed space was over in the corner or whatever. I was cool. I was straight where I was at. Didn't really want to be in the cell by myself. It was boring. But that's just me. And so, you know, we're in the dorm or whatever. And I was talking about cardinal sins, you know, the poker table. Poker, I've done it time and time and time again. I done got into it. I done got into fights. The poker table is one of the biggest hustles in prison. But it's one of the biggest ways to kill time. And sometimes you'll run across an individual that puts down a good game and there's no cheating. That wasn't the case in this particular instance. TT would play poker all the time. TT had an individual, Lil Jeffrey. Lil Jeffrey came. Lil Jeffrey was no more than, without exaggerating, he definitely wasn't 5'11". Lil Jeffrey was about 5'5". Dark-skinned dude, had like a little fro. He was probably, I don't know, couldn't have been no more than 25, 26 years old. You tell Lil Jeffrey, though, was kind of stout, you know, been lifting weights or whatever. Lil Jeffrey, I don't know how much he weighed. He's 5'5". He's probably, I don't know, close to 200 pounds, 190. Strong in that weight pile. Lil Jeffrey was TT's little cousin, as I mentioned. TT wasn't your average transgender on the yard. Don't get it misconstrued. TT had a lot of dudes that was chasing after him, and TT got whatever he wanted. See, TT was very, very popular on the yard. But the thing about TT could rap. TT had flows. I'm talking about, man, dudes be beating on the table and beating on their chest, you know, and just be freestyling, and TT would jump right into cypher, man. The middle of the cypher and be flowing and killing them. TT was so cold on the mic. TT won during the holidays, like Christmas and things of that nature. They have a talent contest or a talent show. If you win the talent show, first, second, third, you get a prize. They'll play bingo. They have free throw shooting contests. Just all type of activities for the inmates or whatever during Christmas time. As I mentioned, TT won the talent show. One day somebody asked TT, what does TT stand for? TT never really wanted to tell anybody. Like I said, TT was talented, could do hair, was always making money when like a person, they got braids, or if they want to get their hair twisted or dreads or whatever. TT knew how to do all that. Well, guess what? It wasn't for free. He would never come on to you or nothing like that. He know you didn't swing that way. He wasn't, even if I think he did know that you swung that way, so many people was coming on to him. He was a hot commodity on the yard. TT, what does TT stand for anyway? TT never really wanted to say nothing. One day TT, I guess, just felt as though, man, you know what, ain't no sense of hiding it. What's TT stand for? Tranny T, man. Tranny T, man. That's what TT stand for, or stood for, but didn't want to go by saying, hey, my name's Tranny T. You know, that was TT's rap name. Instead of saying all that, he would just go by TT. TT was killing them fools, man. Flowing. Couldn't nobody flow colder than TT on the yard, man. Straight off the dome. Straight off the dome with just freestyle about anything. Another talent that TT had. TT was cold on the basketball court. I told you TT was about 6'2", maybe even 6'3". I say about 6'2 and a half. Cold on the basketball court. Y'all remember the episode of Dave Chappelle show, and he was talking about it was Charlie Murphy, Dave Chappelle, and they was talking about when they hung out with Prince, R.I.P. Prince. was hanging out with Prince and Charlie Murphy. You know, he was narrating the story or whatever. He was like, man, much to my surprise, we went to Prince's house or whatever after the party, and he was like, come on. You know how Prince used to talk. Let's hoop. Let's play some basketball. Everybody's laughing or whatever. Okay, let's go out. You know, we got to appease Prince. We at his house. Much to my surprise, it's Charlie Murphy, you know, talking. Much to my surprise, this dude could hoop. He didn't even change his clothes. He had the heels on and his regular, you know, Prince outfit or whatever, and he's killing fools on the court. That was TT. TT could ball, man. Dunk on you and everything. See, TT wasn't acting feminine, if you will, on the basketball court. TT, left hand, right hand, fade away, all that, man. Just killing fools on the basketball court, man. It's crazy, man. Again, TT wasn't your average, respectfully transgender on the yard, man. A lot of people had respect for TT. A lot of dudes that were into that wanted TT. But TT was only messing with the ballers, man. You got to have some money. You ain't had no money, man. TT wasn't really trying to, you know, TT had his own money coming in. But why spend my money when I can spend yours? Ate well every night. My knowledge. Little Jeffrey, I don't know if he was somewhat ashamed. You know, it's not like he's hanging out with TT. But like they first cousins or whatever. TT was so cool that I guess it was a little bit more acceptable, if you will, to be seen talking to TT. People knew that they were related, so excuse me, I got the hiccups. People knew that they were related, so it wasn't anything like, oh man, he's talking to TT or whatever. Try to school little Jeffrey, man. Stay off at poker table, man. Stay off at poker table, man. You I know that it's fun. I know that it kills time. I know that it's something to do, man. I done seen poker games last, I'm talking about, may start on Friday and don't even end until Sunday. Especially in the summertime and the yard, you know, it's nice outside, man. Dudes is playing poker all day long at the poker table. Poker and dominoes. But them poker games be lasting, man. And it's something to do. Now, if you catch a good game, as I already mentioned, somebody that's putting down a game, such as myself, is going to be smooth. It's going to be cool. But then you got individuals that it's always going to be some game being ran. Never lose fact. Never lose focus in the penitentiary, man. Lions, tigers, bears, gorillas, goons, hyenas. Belly of the beast. Dog eat dog. That's what it is. It's not like we're in there for being choir boys. Little Jeffrey would stay on that poker table. He'd hit big sometimes. Lose big sometimes. Just the way that life goes, man. Especially gambling. Some days chicken, some days feathers. But when it comes to that gambling, it's mostly feathers. Don't let that go over your head. Make it make sense. Respectfully. And so the Grey Goose comes in. The Grey Goose is what they call a prison bus. One week, I think it was on a Thursday. Most of the time, the bus will come in down at R&D. R&D is where you go when you get to prison. You get your uniform. They check you in, check all your inventory out and your property and things you can't have. They take things you can have. They give you uniforms and your jacket and your boots and, you know, your hygiene, everything. People know that the Grey Goose is coming in. You got dudes lining up to see if any of their homeboys are getting off the bus. Big L gets off the bus, man. Big L's a gorilla, man. Big L's about 6'3", dark skin. Look like Damon on Friday, man. Don't look like him, but he's built like him. About the same complexion. Big L had hair. He'd been locked up off and on. Big L was probably maybe 32 at the time. Somewhere 31, 32-ish. Maybe 33, but in his early 30s at the time. Like I said, in and out of prison his entire life. Big L, I had done time with Big L before. Big L was a bully. I done seen him slap dudes. I done seen him humiliate people. I done seen him snatch people's bags. When I say bags, like they cigarettes. You know, they took smoking off the yard in prison. So if you got a bag, if you get that bag in, whether it's cigarettes, whether it's weed, whether it's K2, whether it's strips, whatever it is, you better have you some gorillas around you. Don't think you just gonna have that bag and what? You think you just gonna have his bag and not come up off nothing? Nah, man. It wasn't going down like that, man. I done seen Big L, man. I ain't see it, but I heard about it. Big L knocked the dude out. He knew the dude had something keistered up in him, the cigarettes or the weed or whatever, keistered up in him. If you're not sure what keistering means, it's a penitentiary term, which means they take whatever they're trying to smother into the prison. They put some sort of lubricant on it and stick it up inside themselves. And when they get in, they go to the restroom and they relieve themselves of it. And then they put a glove on, stick their hand down in the toilet, and take it out of the bag or whatever and smoke it and sell it and whatever they're gonna do with it. Penitentiary, man. You don't like it? Guess what? Don't go, because I definitely don't like it. But yet I'm still a 4-time loser. Nevertheless, they said Big L knocked the dude out, went inside him, man. It took it up out of him, man. This dude's not to be played with. This dude's physically imposing, just intimidating. He used to walk around the yard. He had a cousin, and then he had another dude, Big Mike, Big George. They would walk around the yard, man, just stomping through the yard, man. Summertime. They all got the dark shades on. No shirt. Got to wear grays in prison, so they got the gray shorts. Walking around the yard, man, just... dudes was just, action figures, man. Penitentiary, man, see, back in the day, you didn't even have to have a job. Dudes was working out 3 times a day, sometimes 4. Now they either make you go to school or have a job. If you don't, I think they'll put you in the restriction dorm. At least that's how it was at Green River. Back in the day, when they first started doing time, dudes was working out the crack of dawn. As soon as the yard opens in the morning, they in the weight pile. Come back at lunchtime, they in the weight pile. Come back in the evening, they in the weight pile. So just imagine dudes do that 5, 6, 10 years, man. They coming out really, really, looking like something. And so you got Big L that's on the yard now. They moved Big L in the dorm with me. Big L did not want to be at the camp. He's already programmed. He's penitentiary. He wants to be in his own cell. He don't like to be at a camp because everything's petty at camps. They got too many rats. They got too many rules. You got COs that think that they tough. They would never say these things to you behind them walls, behind the fence, but they tough, at camps, because they feel as though, okay, if you mess up here, guess what? We'll send you to prison. Well, you got an individual like Big L sending me back to prison, but Big L was kind of close to coming home, so he couldn't really buck. He couldn't really, he couldn't really handle situations the way that he wanted to handle them with the staff. And we in a class together. I forgot what class it was or whatever. And there was an outside instructor that would come in, and Big L would be just flirting with the lady, just like outright. And it's like she would laugh, and the more that she laughed and kind of seemingly took to him, the more that he would say. I guess in his mind, he felt as though I'm going to get her. Nice looking lady too, man. I might add. Big L would put down in the poker games, man. Meaning that he would host the poker games. All he wanted to do was work out. They got a weight pile outside at Blackburn, and they got one on the inside just as well. He would work out outside, take his shirt off. Now, the weight pile right outside is literally right in front of security. Well, security, you got so many women officers. Their eyes work just as well. So if your lady works at a penitentiary, a jail, whatever, don't think that she don't see something that catches her eye. She may not bite, she may not say anything, but she sees. A lot of times we get this I guess somewhat of a false narrative in our minds that, oh man, my girl may work at the prison, but she ain't looking at none of them dudes. Yeah, okay, keep thinking that. You my woman, and we serious, you're not working in no prison. I'm sorry. It's just not conducive to the relationship. And no, it's not. Because them dudes have all day to try to get up under you, man. You know what I'm saying? As far as get in your mind, and they watch you and they study you, and you come to work and you're not laughing and you look down one day. What's going on? Hold on. But first of all, I don't mean to intrude. I don't mean to come at you like that. It's just that you know, a lot of times, you know, I see that smile on your face, and today you look kind of down. I mean, you okay? You need to talk about anything? You know, I don't want to, you know, overstep my boundaries. See, dudes, man, they got game, man. They ain't nobody listening. Dudes ain't listening to her, or a man ain't listening to her on the street. He coming home, he ain't even asking, you know, hey, baby, how you doing? How was your day? So you got these dudes in penitentiary, and they built like, you know, like they just stepped off the cover of, you know, men's magazine or something like that, man. And they showing you attention, and they're showing you some sort of care. Happens all the time. They bite, man. Next thing you know, man, they in the mop closet. And so Big L's putting down in the poker games or whatever they running game. He got a couple people that he had been locked up with behind the fence. Look, man, this is what we gonna do. You set a couple chairs down from me. I make the bet. You raise the bet. A couple more people, you know, either they gonna call, they gonna fold. Then the third dude, or the second dude, really, he ups the bet. He ups the bet. By the time he gets back around to Big L, the house, shoot, table's in, putting you in. That means he's all in. If the houseman says I'm all in, that means that everything that you got, every chip or every the amount of money that you have on paper, you call. If not, you fold. You fold, guess what? You done already had two people that's been running game, raising the bets, and then y'all split it at the end, or he breaks y'all off at the end. Well, Jeffrey would often get mixed up into that, and TT would try to explain to him, like, listen, man, this is what they doing. They running game, man. This is a hustle. If you're gonna play poker, stay off this table. But the thing is, that's where most of the people that he dealt with played poker at. TT won a couple, little Jeffrey rather, he won a couple times, so couldn't really tell him anything. All right, cool. I'm leaving it alone. Sometimes the thing about gambling, man, it seems so easy. It's like taking, you know, candy from a baby. But then you go on those rush. You go on them streaks to where, man, you can't throw a ball in the ocean. No matter what you do, the opposite happens. But Jeffrey had ended up getting into debt. Very, very easy to get into debt in prison, especially on the poker table. Lost everything that he had in his locker. Hey, bro, let me hold, you know, put me $10 more on top. Okay. Now, on top in prison, what it means is it's like a loan. It's like a front. Put me on top for 10. You can't pay this 10 if you can't get back. Like, you get back in the game, it gives you an opportunity to, you know, win your money back and get that $10 and pay it. If you can't pay it, guess what? You can leave it alone and give me 10 more. Big L already knew that little Jeffrey's money was good. But Jeffrey ended up being like $60 in the hole. He gets his money, he pays. When he pays, he only has $20, $30 left over. He got to get him some commissary or whatever he's taking, what little money he has, trying to get back in the game and play again the next time. Guess what? He loses that. He goes back up top, another $30, $40. Well, when you go up top, Big L was a store man too, meaning if you needed something, you need to borrow something. If you need some noodles, some zoom, some wham, some Fagos, some, you know, pop sodas or whatever, honey buns, whatever it may be. You need 2, I need 3 back. You need 3, I need 5 back. Whatever it may be. You need some sausage, I need 2 of them back. He's gonna put tax on it. So when you owe, guess what? He's putting tax on these penitentiary rules in effect. Even though we at a camp, penitentiary rules in full effect. As long as you owe me, I'll never be broke. You ever heard that expression, that saying? Well, Jeffrey could not get out of debt. Every time he get his money orders or his commissary that would come in, he owes the majority of it to Big L. Big L's laughing all the way to the bank because you done paid me back like 10, 15 times over. But you in the hole. If you late with a payment, you get taxed. It's penitentiary. Penitentiary rules in full effect. Dog eat dog. TT caught wind of this. Told him again, look, cuz, I'm going to just tell you one more time, man. I'm gonna tell your mama to stop sending you this money because you giving it all away in the poker game. Leave these poker games alone. I know these dudes is cheating. I know they running game on you. Little Jeffrey, he don't listen. Finally got to the point to where I guess his mind, and he was like, you know what, TT, you right, man. I done paid dude all this money. I owe him 40, but every time you charging me 55 and 60 back. And I done this for so many weeks straight. Yeah, bro, just don't pay him, man. Don't pay him. TT was very, very, very adamant about it. Little Jeffrey ended up paying Big L his bread, but I think he was like a couple dollars short. I think he just didn't give him the interest on the last payment. Found himself at another poker table. He wins big. He's killing them. I'm talking about he wins like $125, $150 at night. That's huge in prison. That's huge. That's a huge win in prison. You win $125 at the poker table? Oh man, you did big things. He got his bag. Everybody gets like a little net bag in prison or whatever. He's walking to his locker. The two of them are not even in the same. We're all in the same dorm, but they're not in the same bay. I believe we was in like A bay, A bay bay, A bay bay, A bay bay, A bay bay. I believe they were in B bay right next door. And then you got C, D, E, and F. I think it was like 5 or 6 bays, whatever the case may be. Big L catches wind. He's mad. That dude that went to, another poker table. Then he's mad because he feels as though, man, you didn't pay up, man. You still owe me $5 or whatever it was. It was something very, very minor. He goes in. Dude is 6'3". Little Jeffrey's 5'5". No more than 5'6". On a great day, 5'6". He's talking crazy to him or whatever. You gonna give me my money? Jeffrey, man, bro, I done paid you. Man, I'm not trying to hear nothing. Matter of fact, bam, slaps fire out of him. Slaps the fire out of him. It was crazy, man. I wasn't in there to see this, but I heard this by individuals, credible individuals that was right there. Slaps him. Bam. Give me my shit. As a matter of fact, give me his whole bag. Takes the man's whole bag, man. Walks out. Mugging as he walks out. That look on his face, you know how somebody does something, you got that look on your face like, you dare somebody say something. Mugging. Takes the man's whole bag, done humiliated him, slapped him. Little dude ain't got no win. They in a little bitty small space because they got cubes, 4-man cubes. Got tables, bunk beds inside chairs. He ain't got no win. Even if they in an open space, he don't have no win against this gorilla, man. Sitting there, man. Ain't nobody even laughing. Typically, somebody gets slapped in prison. Somebody's laughing. But nah, that wasn't cool, man. That wasn't cool whatsoever. TT catches wind of it. See, I told your hard-headed ass. I told you to stay off the poker table. He was like, but I did. I did, cuz I wasn't even. He came in and took. So he just came in and took. Oh, he did? Okay. So at this particular time, Big L was out hooping. This was like some time later or whatever. Big L stayed on the basketball court. I already told you, TT had game. TT had game to where when he walked in the gym, he's automatically, if it's already a team playing, whoever got next, they automatically gonna pick TT up. The baller, man. TT gets on the court. They going back and forth. They going at it or whatever. TT's being, physical with Big L. Big L's probably, like I said, he looked like Damon, physically got to be what was Damon on Friday? What, about 230? Chiseled. TT might have been 6'3", probably maybe 190, 185, 190, merely because he was tall. He's been very, very physical with TT. Gets to the point to where they start to have words. TT's talking strong to Big L. Yeah, what's up, nigga? Huh? Yeah, slap me like you did my little cousin. Slap me. I wish you would. He's talking crazy, man. Yeah, whatever. That's how Big L talk. Yeah, whatever. Hell, kind of like a deep voice. Whatever. They continue to go back and forth, man. It's getting more and more physical. TT can't really get as physical with Big L, because Big L, man, 400 on the bench, 365 on the incline, shoulder press, 275, whatever. But the thing is, I'm gonna tell you what's so funny about this. Big L didn't do legs. His cousin and Mike, Big Mike, they would tell him, hey, bro, you need to work on your legs. He didn't like working on his legs. I guess he had a knee problem or whatever, and he never did legs. So big up top, but he wasn't very strong, in his legs or whatever. Nobody had ever tried Big L before. I haven't seen him. I'm not going to say that nobody ever in life tried him, but I'm just saying the times that I have been around him, I've never seen anybody try him, never heard anybody try him. Usually he gets what he wants. Even the other gorillas on the yard, guess what? They all cool. They hang around each other, so it's never really been an issue like that. We in the gym, man, and they hooping, they going back and forth. Actually, it was outside. I said the gym, but it was outside, the basketball court. They got an outside court too, right there by the handball court. They kept going at it back and forth, man, and they just talking, they face to face, and they talking crazy to each other. TT pushes Big L. They nose and nose pushes Big L. Big L runs like he's gonna do something, like, boy, put your hands on me again, I'll mop you out here. I'll mop you out here. You hear that dumb, intimidating penitentiary talk in prison. I do the rest of mine in the hole. I don't care nothing about going home. Put your hands on me again, and I'm going to do the rest of mine in the hole. TT laughing. Yeah, I hear you talking. My shirt ain't red. My shirt ain't red, meaning my mouth ain't bleeding, so I don't got, blood on my shirt. All you are is talk. You ain't gonna do nothing. Go back up and down the court a couple more times. And I'm gonna leave y'all with this and come back with a part 2, because y'all got to hear exact. No, I ain't gonna hit you with the part 2. I ain't gonna hit you. Come on, kids, you were scaring me. Kids. Y'all hate when I do the part 2 thing, but sometimes the videos be too long, man. But guess what? I'm gonna rock out tonight, man. Pause though. I'm gonna rock out, man. However long the video is, man. Go up and down the court a couple more times. They still running it or whatever. People done looked. Ooh, he done pushed Big L. Get into it again. Big L pushes him now. Now he pushes TT. TT kind of goes all the way back. Few steps back, dude strong. TT says something or whatever. Big L spits in TT's face. Yeah, take that with you. Spits in his face. No, you didn't. Huh? What did what Lonzo say in Training Day when he told dude, hey man, somebody smoke this fool. I'll make you a very rich man. Dude walks over, puts the gun down. Got put in your own work around here, homie. Lonzo, no you didn't. No you didn't, you fool ass bitch made ungrateful punk. I'm putting cases on all you bitches. Huh? That was kind of the disposition that he had. No you didn't. They square up. Square up then. They square up. That's the thing in prison. It's put them up. Put them up. But they square up. Square up. Bam, bam, bam. TT puts like a 3-piece on Big L. I'm talking about, man, hit him so fast, man. It was like, damn. Hit him fast, though. He wasn't fighting all silly and wild. He bam, bam, bam. Yeah, what's up? You thought it was going to be sweet, huh? What's happening? Squaring up or whatever. You could tell that Big L was delusional a little bit. He couldn't even believe what had just happened. He runs up as though he's going to try to grab. TT sidesteps him. Boom! Hit him with an overhand. When he sidestepped him, he just hook him. Boom! Overhand. Boom! Boom! Hit him like 3 or 4 more times, man. He discombobulated, man. He's I don't know, man. He's like, he ain't go to the ground, but he's, kind of like shimmying a little bit. CO's ended up coming out or whatever. They seen some commotion. It was cool COs on the yard that day. Now, you, like, okay, at a camp, even at a prison, you got COs that had just walked the yard. They walked over. What's going on? Nothing. Everything's cool. Like I said, you got some cool COs that ain't really gonna trip. All right, man. Better not be nothing. They break it up. Everybody goes their separate ways. Talk of the yard. Everybody's laughing at Big L. He done just got whooped by TT. Got spanked by TT. Big L, man, yeah, man. I'ma get him. Lucky I'm trying to go home. Now you trying to go home. What about the dude you just smacked the other day? Was you trying to go home when you smacked little Jeffrey? Was you trying to go home when you took dude's cigarettes? Was you trying to go home when you did this to dude? Was you trying to go home when you did all these other things to all these other individuals? Damn dude done put a 6 or 7 piece on you. Had you shaking like Elvis, but a damn dog. Shaking like Elvis when you got hit, Simeon. Now she wants to go home. She's concerned with her conduct. People's laughing at them. They ain't paying debts. They ain't doing nothing. Because you soft, dude. You soft, man. You big for nothing. But they know he's really not. Everybody ain't acting like that because they done seen him put hands on people and heard about him. Admin catches wind of it. It's always rats on the yard. Admin catches wind of it. Both of them locked down in the hole. A couple days later, they locked in the hole under investigation. They ain't really have no proof. The eye in the sky didn't catch it or whatever, but one of the inmates went back, came back to staff. Well, they wanted Big L, they wanted him gone anyway. Why? Because he had officers that were intimidated by him. He'd been flirting with the lady, the instructor. Yeah, she had been, saying little things. Inmates had been saying little things. He was bullying the microwave. I don't know, they wasn't used to that at camp. He was a little bit too aggressive to be at a camp. I looked up in the office one day because everything is glass. He's up there and he's talking to the people in the office or whatever. And because they had let him out of the hole for like after 2 days or whatever. And I don't even know why they let him out of the hole. Put your hands behind your back. Put his hands behind his back. He didn't want to. They was going to have to do call in the goon squad or whatever. Put his hands behind his back. Took him back to the hole. Next morning, shipped him back to the penitentiary where he desired to be. Lions, tigers, gorillas, goons, and birds. They ended up letting TT out of the hole the next day when dude was already gone. TT was the man on the yard, man. TT. Tranny T. Transgender. Got hands. Can hoop. Can dunk on you. Talk of the yard, man. TT was not going to be disrespected anyway because too many people was, trying to be on his side. TT said, nah, man, let me handle this. That's my little cuz. Let me handle this, man. Big L, he took a L that day. Not to say that Big L would have lost, but I don't know. I don't think Big L really had hands like that, man. That's the thing about big dudes. And I'm not saying all big dudes, because I done seen some big dudes that will absolutely smash you. But your average big dude, unless he's been training or something of the sorts, he can't fight. Why? Because he's never had to fight. He's bigger than everybody else. All he got to do is just base you. What you say, little nickel? It's what I thought. He ain't never really had to fight. He ain't never really had to grow up fighting. His size got him through everything. Again, and I'm not speaking about every big dude. This particular day, nah, it wasn't happening. And you could tell that TT really knew, because he's throwing from the shoulders, and like I said, he sidestepped him and came with the overhand. I mean, he really knew how to box, man. I don't know what you can take from this video. I guess there's several messages. Stay out of prison. Stay off the poker table. Stay off the basketball court. Never judge a book by its cover. Even if you run into an individual such as TT, don't think that just because they appear to be soft or what have you, that they're just pushovers. Keep your hands to yourself. There's a lot of messages. And this particular day, one thing for certain, two things for sure. Big L definitely got the message. Don't know if he learned his lesson, but I know that followed him around the penitentiary. Got whooped by TT, man. Crazy, man. The crazy things that you see in the penitentiary, man. Before I go, y'all check it out. I'm doing a food, feeding the homeless. I've mentioned this, and I'm going to mention it in every video. I'm feeding the homeless. This will let me know who stayed and watched the entire video. Feeding the homeless, Thanksgiving Day, doing bag lunches. Can't afford to do the turkey and the stuffing and the cranberry sauce and mashed potatoes and, the good stuff, macaroni and cheese. Maybe next year. That's my goal. This year, we're just doing sack lunches, man. Turkey, ham, sandwiches, chips, cakes, desserts, waters. So anything, if you can donate, people's already been sending in donations. My Cash App is $KENZ1000. $KENZ, as in zebra, 1000. It will be on video. I'm recording it. And every dime, every dollar is going to feeding the people that we're trying to get 200 meals, man. I'm using my own money, whatever money is donated. Like I said, every dollar is going to that. And we just want to let people know that somebody cares about them. I want to make 200 sacks at least. And you never know, such a kind gesture such as that, where it can go and how it can encourage and influence a person, man. $KENZ 1000. $KENZ 1000. Not begging, not asking. All this is going strictly to the homeless on Thanksgiving Day, and I'm gonna be out there giving my time and effort with a couple other people, feeding as many homeless people as I can feed. Real Kens TV. Hopefully you like the video. Feel free to comment, definitely share, subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed, and be sure to hit that post notification. So anytime I bring you this action and this heat, guess what? You're amongst the first to receive. I need y'all to share this video so as many people can see and hear about the donations, and hear about us feeding the homeless or whatever as possible, because we want to feed as many people as we possibly can, man. Real Kens TV. Hopefully y'all enjoyed the video. I was gonna wait until the morning to upload this, but guess what? I'm gonna upload it in the wee hours of the morning. And whenever you get it, you get it. Well, actually, you already got it. I should have said this in the beginning. Y'all get the gist of what I'm saying. Real Kens TV, man.